Release the Kraken.
Oh, that's the end of that. Good morning, Hockey Nation fans. The weekend is over. That means the All-Star break is over, and it was fine. The highlight of it was probably Alexander Ovechkin's kid, and it's definitely fun to see a 4-year-old goal scorer and an NHL goalie, or a former NHL goalie who's still an NHL goalie. Come on. Even Roberto Luongo's kid get on the act. But the big news this morning is that after being traded from the Vancouver Canucks to the New York Islanders, the Islanders doubled down and they managed to lock up Bo Horvat for 8 years. And what's interesting to me is the average annual value is $8.5 million. So I think that there was chatter with which Coach Frenchie had said about Larkin being swapped for Horvat. I didn't see that happening. I think they would eventually sign Larkin, and this probably helps. I think the fact that Horvat and Larkin are comparable, which they probably are, and I think I would rather have Larkin at this point. So maybe this just sets the range of between 8.5 and 9 million. It's not going to be lower. I can't see that happening. But if that means you can get Larkin for 8.8 or 8.7 or 8.5, I think that's realistic at this point. They're probably pretty comparable. I think they're within a year of each other birth-wise. I think one's a 96 and one's a 97 or something. I have to double-check that. But, this is an interesting move for the Islanders. They traded 3 pieces to get Horvat. He hasn't really done anything with them yet. I don't understand this deal. The representative for the Islanders at the NHL All-Star game was Brock Nelson. That's your second-line center. Is Bo Horvat a number 1? No, he's not. He's a second-line center. Brock Nelson's not a number 1. I don't think so. I mean, he's kind of point a game, so that, it's a career year for him, but he's not getting any younger. Is he a 91 birth year? 90 or 91. So, I mean, these guys are over 30. Well, he is. Horvat's younger. Horvat's what, 27, 28? But what I don't get is then you've got this guy named Matthew Barzal. And the real issue in the island was getting a guy, in my opinion, to play with Matthew Barzal. And you don't have anyone. Anders Lee is Anders Lee. So who's playing center and who's playing wing? Are they going to move Barzal to the wing? Are they insane? This guy's a number 1 center in the NHL. He's had nobody of skill to play with. So anyways, nothing against Bo Horvat. He's a great leader. He can score goals. He's just not a super, fancy player, and he's not an elite player necessarily. Like, he's not like the McDavids, the Kaprizovs, the McKinnons. And Matthew Barzal has that ability, I think. And people can question that, but I don't question that. I mean, I've watched him for a very long time, and he's got elite skills, and he's got elite hockey sense, and he's, he doesn't miss games from injury, knock on wood. And he's super skilled. Like, he can score at will. He can set up guys. Like, he's an elite playmaker, and he's just got an engine that goes. And you just never have anyone that can play at that level. And I just don't think that's this guy. So what does this mean? I don't know. I can't figure it out. The Islanders are weird. They might miss the playoffs. I think they'll miss the playoffs. They got a great goalie in Sorokin. This is just a weird move. I don't know. Horvat said, Bo Horvat. I made a new name for Bo Horvat. Horvat. It's like Borat. Bo Horvat stated, he was supposed to be a UFA, and he said, a lot of it had to do with the team culture, the organization. I think they can win right now. I think they can also miss the playoffs right now, even with Bo Horvat. They have a great core group of guys here, and they know what it takes to win. That's true. They had success, but that was with Barry Trotz as the coach. I know that sounds weird, but I mean, Barry Trotz is like a top 5 or 6 NHL coach, not in the NHL. And they went to 2 years in a row, they went to the semifinal. And I just don't get that. I mean, Lane Lambert, no offense, is not Barry Trotz. And they wanted more offense, but it's not the coach. Right? Like it's not the coach. That's just not what it is. I don't know. It's, you need talent for the coach. And then, they got there because of the system of Trotz, but you're not going to score more because of a different coach, I don't think. And when you have a defensive coach, it's rare that you're giving up. I think that's a myth, like when you take care of your own end, you're probably creating opportunities. You're always on the right side of the puck. All right. Anyways, well, Bo Horvat can score. I mean, the guy's got 31 goals this year. 31 goals in 49 games, 54 points. 1 goal in his last 5, but he had 4 assists in the game against the Columbus Blue Jackets. So he's a real good player. He's a 95 birth year, and I think Larkin's a 96. So that makes him 27. You got lots of time here. And this locks in their investment, right? And he was the last year of a 6-year, $33 million deal. So he's being paid 5.5. Does this get them in the playoffs? I'm not sure. But it's, I think selfishly for the Red Wings, this helps. Okie dokie. Let's take a quick look. This is where we're at in the East. And you look, 55 points in 52 games for the Islanders. They're on a 2-game winning streak, so that's good. They're not a junk team. They got a great goalie. They got really good pieces. I want to see who's playing with who. And maybe, let's take a look. Maybe Daily Faceoff knows something I don't. Bo Horvat was the captain of the Islanders. So that, that is good. You get another leader, another quality guy, and I think he fits into the culture of the Islanders. Or he was the captain of the Vancouver Canucks, sorry. So right now they're showing Bo Horvat with Barzal on the right side. Okay. That's what you're going to do. Do it. I mean, Barzal will be fine over there, but this is a guy you want. He's your number 1 dude. So I don't know. I don't get it. If you look at Barzal, is he bad on faceoffs or something? Am I missing something? The guy's a centerman. You're taking your best player and moving him to the wing so you can make room. I don't know. Does this solve a problem? I mean, Barzal's going to be okay no matter what, I assume. But so, Barzal's got 43 points, 51 games, 12 goals. He didn't score a goal in his first 25 games. So now he's got like 12 goals in last 25 or 26 games. He's a 97 birth year, so they're pretty close in age. I just think he's underachieved in the Island. He had 85 points as a rookie, and he's been kind of a 60-point player. I just think that's way under. And his face-off percentage is sub 500, 35% this year. So this is the rub. They're looking at this and they're diagnosing that this is Bo Horvat not being able to win in the face-off, or Matthew Barzal not being able to win in the face-off circle against NHL's number 1 line centerman. And so Bo Horvat is good on face-offs, right? So if we look, let's see. I think that this maybe is the crux of it, right? This is what we're looking at. You look at Barzal, okay numbers, right? I think he's just underachieved overall. Like, this doesn't feel like what I think he's capable of. This showed his capabilities, and I just feel he's always been at odds with the coaching, but being a minus on a plus team isn't great. 35% in the face-off. So maybe that's what we're seeing. We're seeing this is a guy who's never been 50% in the face-off circle. And they're saying, just go to the wing. And then you look at Bo Horvat, and he's, I think, one of the better face-off men, isn't he? Yeah. 53% career, 56% this year, 57, 52, 57. So that's the diagnosis, that if they win more faceoffs and Barzal's released from some of the defensive duties, this is going to work out. Maybe Bo Horvat's okay in that top spot. So now you got Horvat and Nelson as 1 and 2, and that's just the way it's going to be. And hopefully that solves the problem. But I feel like this is more of like shackling Matthew Barzal. This is more about like trying to make him something he's not, and he's a super high-end talent. And he has an engine that goes. And if you had a top player, you got Josh Bailey and Bo Horvat. You've had Anders Lee on that line. I don't get it. Well, good for Bo Horvat. Good for the Islanders that they lock in their investment. These are not bad things. And that's the way she wrote. And I just think they're going to miss the playoffs. But we're going to find out. Detroit, not far off. That they could go either way here. I don't think Florida's going anywhere. I think that is a team mired in not great coaching scenario. Philadelphia might get a little better. Ottawa's been on a little bit of a streak, winning 3 games in a row. Detroit definitely just around or under 500 for January. Does that get better? I don't know, because they got a really tough schedule, folks. The Edmonton Oilers are up next. It's not a great thing for the Red Wings because they've been crushing it. They are 7-1. I think they're 7-1-2. They are 7-1-2 in their last 10. Zach Hyman's been on an absolute tear heading into the All-Star break. We know offense is hard to come by for the Red Wings. And they've gotten decent goaltending, but this is not great. Although they're 5-4-1 in their last 10, even though they lost 2-0 against the Islanders, the before-mentioned Islanders. But this is a tough schedule. Edmonton, Calgary, back-to-back against Vancouver. Home and away. That's a weird one. And then Edmonton and Calgary come. Oh, no, it's the other way around. It's at home against Edmonton and Calgary and then Vancouver. And then they go out to Vancouver, Edmonton, and Calgary. So they go on the same flight. They run this back. So this is going to be interesting. Can they get a split in this? Can they beat Vancouver once and then pick off one of the games here? I don't know. Can they beat Vancouver twice? It's going to be tough. Seattle, we know, has had a great year and they continue to win. That's going to be tough. Capitals are right in the playoff mix, and they've got some guys back in Tom Wilson and Backstrom. Tough game. Rangers, tough game. Tampa Bay, even though they've had success. And then the before-mentioned Ottawa Senators, who are on a 3-game winning streak. Is this team for real? I'm not clear on that. But they're, they got talent, and they're young, and they can play. You love watching Tim Stützle. Claude Giroux having a real good year. Jake Sanderson, is he not in the mix for the Calder? Jeez, he's had a real good year. But this is going to be a rough month for Edmonton. And that's just what it is. So our preview is simple. This is going to be a tough few games. Tuesday night, we will come back on Wednesday and we will review what happened in this game and preview the following game against Calgary in the schedule on Thursday night. And let's go Red Wings. Good luck and congrats to Bo Horvat. And let's hope the Red Wings lock up Dylan Larkin pretty soon, that this sets the bar for this. Because that is what we would like as Red Wings fans.